The Central Asian Report is a program about the ongoing geopolitical trends and the panorama of the present-day realities in Central Asia.
Politics, economics and culture. Events, trends and people. All this on one territory. Hello, you're watching the Central Asian Report. In today's program, development of the transport and logistics systems and prospects of Central Asian countries. Almaty receives a symbolic key, deeming it as the capital of Islamic culture. International trade and economic relations of Tajikistan. A look through the development of its food industry. Efforts to save the disappearing species. 2015 has been declared as the year of the snow leopard in Kyrgyzstan. The era of global transformations and the search for new solutions and the establishment of more expedient economic strategies. The main potential of Central Asian countries, according to experts, is the development of logistical infrastructure. This entails the development of a high-tech transport system based on innovative infrastructural decisions. Our analytical overview today is focused on the transport and logistical prospects of the region. Many countries are interested in the development of the transport and logistics systems of Central Asia. This interest is mainly due to the geographic location of the region, at the juncture of two continents. In 2011, the New Silk Road project was launched, an American version of the revival of the Great Silk Road. Experts believe that this project may exceed its purely utilitarian tasks, and after the withdrawal of NATO forces from Afghanistan, may serve as an instrument for exerting influence on the countries of the East. There is also an option developed by China for the revival of the Great Silk Road. The economic corridor of the Silk Road would connect the Pacific Ocean and the Baltic Sea. This project, taking into consideration events in Ukraine and the tense relations between Russia and the West, may take on new priorities. China intends, or has at least shown interest in establishing an economic belt along the Silk Road with the active participation from Russia. Uzbekistan plays an important role in the development of the transport and logistics systems of Central Asia. It accounts for 26% of the shipped cargo and is a destination for 27% of the region's transported goods. However, the landscape poses an obstacle for the development of transport infrastructure between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. There are natural obstacles which call for a multimodal system of transport communications. Kyrgyzstan has also been deemed as a transit country. A number of international transport corridors pass through its territory. Their distance is 4,000 kilometers, reaching the borders of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan and China. Changes in the economic situation are behind the development of transport routes of this country. By attracting investment into transport communications, in turn we get development of allied sectors of the economy, new workplaces and new advanced technologies. Launching of the transnational railroad Kazakhstan-Turkmenistan-Iran was the main event of December of last year. International experts have already called this route as the golden link of the regional and international transport infrastructure. Ozen-Gorgan will become the main part of the transport corridor north-south, which is a much shorter and cheaper alternative to the existing route from Asia to Europe. Overall, the project of this route has been in the works and undergoing development all throughout the 90s. But of course, there were political and geopolitical factors due to which realization of this project was not possible. Kazakhstan sees great prospects in the establishment of the transport corridor Western China-Western Europe. The highway is being built with the use of local funds and investments attracted from abroad. The overall amount of funds attracted is $3.5 billion. The costs are quite high, but according to economists, returns will be manifold. With the development of modern means of communication, transport and infrastructure, Central Asia may become more than just a linking bridge between the West and the East. For the countries of the region, development of transit routes will shorten the so-called economic distance. Today, for Central Asian countries, creation of a system of trade and transport logistics is an issue of priority, as well as becoming part of the global delivery chain system. The largest city of Kazakhstan, Almaty, this year has been announced as the capital of Islamic culture. In the beginning of this year, the symbolic key has been presented to the city officials by the representatives of Islamic educational, scientific and cultural organization. More on the plans of the city and its new role in the next part of our program. Kazakhstan has been a member of the organization of the Islamic Conference for the last 2 decades. 4 years ago, during the conference of this international organization in Algiers, the decision was adopted on Almaty becoming the capital of Islamic culture in 2015. The choice is not accidental. The largest city of the Republic is a well-known cultural, spiritual, and intellectual center not only of Kazakhstan, but the entire Central Asian region. The city has a wide-spanning and developed cultural infrastructure. There are around 300 culture-oriented establishments operating in the city: museums, art galleries, philharmonic and concert halls.
Библиотеки наши, где собраны сочинения и труды многих мыслителей.
We have libraries with a collection of the works of many thinkers, philosophers, academics, as well as writers. Almaty also has theaters, national as well as ethnocultural theaters.
В Алматы функционируют театры, извините, как национальные театры, так и этнокультурные театры.
The city boasts 115 architectural and historical monuments. The Great Silk Road, along which cultures of various world civilizations met, passed through here. The polyconfessional composition of the city's population has also had a great influence on the spiritual life of the city. Tolerance, freedom of religion, accord. These are the 3 pillars supporting the cultural and spiritual development of Almaty.
Алматы, мы надеемся, внесет свою определенную.
We're hoping that Almaty will make its contribution to the development of the Islamic world and show how a society should develop, how tolerant it can be by its own example.
Толерантным оно может быть на примере города Алматы.
A whole array of cultural events are planned for the city of Almaty this year. Exhibitions of rare books, organization of sales from the countries of the Islamic world, organization of the Day of Islamic Culture, as well as concerts of various artists. In autumn, a new book on the history and modern times of Almaty will be presented. According to the city's officials, all this will have a positive impact on the attraction of the tourists to the city.
Нас, алматинцев, всех радует то, что в этом году Алмата стала своеобразной столицей.
As residents of Almaty, we're glad that this year Kazakhstan will become the sort of capital of Islamic culture. This is a great achievement for the city with its epoch-making history. I would even say that Almaty initially was the center of humanity and spirituality.
Она изначально является центром человечности, духовности.
According to academics, Almaty as a capital of Islamic culture will hold the title of a very important historical city for the entire Islamic civilization. At the same time, the city is called upon not only to establish warm relations with the countries of the Islamic world and activate interpermeation of national cultures of Islamic countries. Almaty may well become a solid platform for the resolution of global problems facing the Islamic world today. 2/3 of the population of Tajikistan is employed in the production of agricultural products. At the same time, the country is facing serious problems with their harvests. In order to enter a new level of trade relations, the industry must be able to respond to modern technological demands. Our special correspondent has more on the prospects of Tajikistan. The territory of Tajikistan mostly consists of mountainous areas. The largest part of the country is occupied by the highest mountains of Central Asia, the Tian Shan and Pamir mountains. The country does not have a lot of land suitable for cultivation. Yet, regardless of the geographical location, agriculture is the main source of income for the country, being the main industry in 60 regions of Tajikistan. More than 30 types of crop cultures are grown here, about 1/2 of which are destined for export and the rest for the domestic market. In the meantime, despite the fact that fruits and vegetables from Tajikistan enjoy a stable demand in the neighboring countries, issues of distribution remain high on the agenda. That is why today the country is placing its bets on the development of the processing industry and production of goods with high value added.
У нас есть определенные проблемы именно с хранением.
We are experiencing specific problems with storage, processing and packaging of goods. That is why we've developed a special state program to improve this, in order to manage the processing of a large share of our products and improve sales of finished products.
Работана и конечная продукция она была реализована.
Today, Tajikistan's food industry has about 20 large and 60 small enterprises operating. Last year, they produced goods generating more than $500 million in revenues. According to experts, the production capacity in the sphere will increase noticeably. First of all, this will be due to the modernization of enterprises. In the last 2 years, new technological lines of production have been installed at various enterprises at a total cost of $8 million. One of these enterprises, which produces goods using local resources, today is already aiming for the markets of the Eurasian Economic Community countries, as well as Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. We've already prepared labels that comply with the requirements of the Customs Union. We are ready for all the requirements concerning logos and captions. Right now, we are preparing documentation for HACCP and ISO certification. This is because Tajikistan has already entered new markets, and plus we are members of the WTO. And these requirements right now are international standards. Business activity of food industry enterprises are supported not only by various state programs. In the recent times, the banking sector of Tajikistan has shown a great interest in the projects of this industry. Specialists are expecting that in the near future the country may open up a new source of revenue for its budget. The snow leopard is one of the most mysterious and least studied animals on the planet. Today, scientists are warning that these rare large cats are on the verge of extinction. 2 years ago, a global strategy on the protection of the snow leopard and its habitat was adopted. Within the framework of this strategy, 2015 has been declared as the year of the snow leopard in Kyrgyzstan, a country that is within the range of this animal's habitat. 2015 has been declared as the year of the snow leopard in Kyrgyzstan. The main aim is to draw attention of the world community to the problem of extinction of this animal. By drawing attention to the problem of extinction of the snow leopard, we've decided to draw attention to the wider problem of biodiversity, as well as mountainous ecosystems which they inhabit. According to various assessments, in the last decades, the population of these animals all over the world decreased more than tenfold, and right now reaches only 7,000 species. In the 80s, in Kyrgyzstan alone, around 1,400 snow leopards found habitat. Today, this figure is 300 animals. The reasons behind the situation faced by these animals are quite unpleasant and sad. Unfortunately, this is mainly due to human activity. More often than not, it has been people who have exhibited a sort of pressure on the survival of the snow leopard. The most predatory way leading to the extinction of the snow leopard is poaching. Trade in rare and disappearing species is in second place in terms of revenues after drug trade. Poaching is, of course, one of the more obvious threats according to internet data. For example, the fact that the fur of the snow leopard is priced from $60 to $3. This is, of course, concerning the shadow market and from the data that we get from internet resources. Among a number of measures aimed at protecting these rare animals has been toughening of the measures for bringing harm to the animal, for poaching and extermination. Fines reach 500,000 Kyrgyz soms, or $8,000. International experts are advising to increase the level of income of the population living in the regions inhabited by snow leopards. It is mostly there that poaching and execution of orders for the animal's fur develop.
Надо помочь местным жителям все-таки находить дополнительные источники.
Local residents need support in their search for additional sources of income and economic stability. Poaching and illegal hunting occur because people see an economic benefit in this.
Они в этом видят какую-то пользу, они получают выгоду.
During the World Forum on the Preservation of the Snow Leopard, a decision was adopted on the creation of a natural park, Han Tengri. It will be located in Kyrgyzstan along the branches of the central Tian Shan Mountains, 25 kilometers away from the Sarachat-Ertash Reserve, and will be adjacent to the territory of China. Its overall territory will be 180,000 hectares. Also, a 7-year global program on the protection of the snow leopard was adopted. Its main aim, preservation of the future generations of this rare and mighty highland animal. You're watching the Central Asian Report. Until next time on Kazakh TV.